Hey y'all, I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys a little bit about my story and how I ended up moving to the DMV when I did not plan to move whatsoever, but God told me to do something and I did it. Still taking it back, but it's okay. Welcome to my channel. I am Simone, also known as Mona, and I'm a cosmetic formulation chemist. And I'm so happy that I can even say that because it's been a long time coming. But just a little bit about me. I'm from Chicago. I spent 11 years in Nashville, Tennessee because I attended the illustrious Fisk University, and I decided to stay for a long time. 6 years after graduation, and I always knew that I wanted to move somewhere else. And I honestly forgot that the DMV was on my mind because at the time I really wanted to move to the DMV just to be close to my brother. And I also wanted to go to Howard. I applied to Howard, I got in, but Fisk gave me a better option as far as finances are concerned. So I ended up in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm so grateful that I chose that path. But let me fast forward some. So I was working for a company outside of Nashville for about 4.5, 5 years. And it taught me so much about myself, helped me to grow as a human, and it honestly gave me a lot of courage to even sit here where I am today. I started as formulation technician there. It was a contract manufacturer. They made cosmetics such as skincare, body care products. And at the time I was in school for cosmetic science to get my master's. And actually, let me back up. So first, during the pandemic, I lost my job. Let's start there. I lost my job and I was working for the school at the time. Lost my job, didn't know what I was gonna do. It was a whole thing. And then eventually I was like, you know what? Let me figure out another career path because I'm having a hard time finding lab jobs for people like me that only had lab experience via school. And I was having a hard time just finding a job in general. So I ended up doing a lot of admin work. I was in these Uber streets, honey, and I have no shame. I was working for Postmates Corporate. It was a lot, y'all. It was a lot going on, but I was making my money. I was working for DoorDash, in these DoorDash streets. But eventually I was like, oh, somebody is sitting here making these products. What are they called? They are called cosmetic chemists. And I was like, oh snap, that could be me. I love all things skincare, hair care, all that. So let me look into it. So I looked into it, and that's when I found out about my master's program at the University of Cincinnati to be a cosmetic chemist. And it's just been up from there. And it's also crazy because I was also taking a class for entrepreneurship in Nashville because I just felt like God was calling me to entrepreneurship, and I ended up starting my own beauty brand and everything, but I wanted to learn more and I wanted to do things right. So that's what made me look up what is a cosmetic chemist, I could find programs, all that good jazz. Ended up graduating from the program last year in May of 2025. And I'm just still shocked about that. I'm just so grateful because I was in school for 4 years for my master's. It was a program for working students, so I can only attend part-time. But I was also working at that contract manufacturer, gaining my skills, and I'm so grateful that I was able to learn on the job and be able to get my master at the same time. So it's early 2025. I am not in the mood to move anywhere else. I don't feel like it. I think I'm gonna stay here for a couple years. And I had the thought of moving floating around in my mind for a couple years, but I think I was just scared. And then it's like a switch went off. Maybe August of last year, and I just had the urge to move elsewhere. And I was like, Lord, this isn't what I thought we discussed. I thought you were telling me to stay here because over the years, I have friends that were like, oh, I'm moving. God bless. Coworkers, I'm moving or I'm going to work somewhere else. And I'm like, no, I really feel like God is telling me to stay here for a reason. I was miserable at times. Y'all, ended up being on medication for my anxiety because my anxiety got worse. And if you want to hear about that, let me know. Please let me know. But my anxiety got worse and I was just like, you know what? I need help. So I got help, got on my medication, and that's what helped me to think clearer. And that's what made me be like, oh God, you really are saying something to me. You're saying now it's time for your next step. I just didn't know what. And God put it on my spirit and reminded me that I had a dream that I wanted to live in the DMV. Completely forgot, y'all. I thought I was going to be somewhere in Texas. So that same brother that was in the DMV and the reason why I wanted to move in the first place, he ended up moving to Texas, I think, while I was still in undergrad. So I ended up looking at places out there and blah. But then I was like, I don't know, it's getting a little crazy out there. It's time for me to move somewhere else, whatever. But hey, I'm gonna wait till God tell me where to go. I asked God for a sign to see if I was tripping. I said, Lord, if you want me to move to the DMV, please show me a U-Haul truck. And not just any U-Haul truck. Show me a U-Haul truck with Maryland plates to tell me that this is where I'm supposed to be. Because I hear you, I'm just nervous that it's still meat, like flesh. Y'all, not even 12 hours passed. Because I said, I want to see these things. I need to see these things, but I want to see it when I'm not looking for it. Because I'm like, if I'm going to ask God for a sign, I'm going to actively look for it. And I feel like that would just skew a lot of things. So I'm thinking I'm going to just see it on my way to work or something while I'm on the interstate. There's always U-Haul trucks. So I was like, maybe this isn't fair. That's why I said, Lord, let me be specific with having the plate and also have a car attached to it. Y'all, not even 12 hours later. I'm up late, I can't sleep. I get on Facebook. Why is the first post that I see is my PI or my principal investigator from undergrad when I was doing research. He just moved to Maryland. And you wanna know what was in that photo? On the post, it was a photo of the truck. The U-Haul truck with the car attached. And it said, we're moving one way. And I said, Lord, am I tripping? Because that was quick. Okay, I heard you. So after that, I was like, well, I don't know. I don't have a job. I was looking for jobs, y'all. I applied to so many jobs. Didn't get nan job. It's insane. I was like, well, Lord, this is what you said for me to do. What's going on? Nothing's happening. There's no movement. And he was just like, you know, just trust me, trust me, trust me. So I said, okay. So I thought I had things figured out. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to move on faith because it's what you told me to do. I know you're not going to just have me out here. No place to stay, no money, no job. There were some things that happened at home in Chicago and I had to go back there for a while. And I was like, well, I just don't think this is gonna come true right now. Maybe God, you're saying, oh, this is something I have for you in the far future, just not right now. And I consulted my parents about this and my dad was like, well, maybe you should wait, blah. And I'm like, no, I know God is telling me to move right now. I feel like I'm going to miss my blessing right now if I don't move right now. I was very discouraged and I had to learn that, you know what, this is between me and God. This is just between me and God. I can't always take other people's advice or like tell them my moves and stuff because they can discourage me. I know that my parents just want the best for me. I love them. They're really dope. But this was between me and God and I'm so glad that I trusted him. Y'all, I found a place to work in DC that literally aligns with my beliefs, my goals. And I was like, Lord, is this why you didn't let me get these other jobs? Because you knew I was going to be comfortable? Like when I say y'all, I prayed specifically for the type of job that I wanted, the hours, the pay. And then I was like, let me go a little bit further. And I wrote all this down. I put it in my Bible. I put it in Habakkuk. You know, you have to write the vision and make it plain. So I was like, okay, cool, let me do that. Y'all, I even wrote the details of the type of apartment that I wanted, the type of payment that I wanted to have, the amenities. God gave me every single thing that I asked for. And I was able to move. I was able to have my bills paid. I really can't believe it, y'all. I thought I was just gonna be out here with no job, just living it up, just like, all right, we gonna see. I thought I was gonna have to be doing Uber, working at Ulta, child, and I really don't mind working at Ulta, but I also forgot that I also prayed that I wanted more time to work on my side projects and be an entrepreneur. And that's what God gave me. And I'm just praying that He will continue to provide for me and allow me the strength and the courage to be able to handle what He's given me. If God tells you to do something, please do it. Y'all, I didn't know if I was going to get approved for my apartment. I was so nervous, denied the first time. And then I got approved right after. I said I wasn't getting any jobs that I applied for, except for one that I just had a conversation with the owner about the position and gave her my background. Not even conversation about the position. I just gave her my background. I was interested in utilizing her space because I was like, you know what? Maybe this is God telling me to be an entrepreneur, right? God gave me a job and I'm so grateful. And I just know things can only go up from here. But I just want to come on here and give that short story and say, if God is telling you to do something and He's telling you to move and you just don't see how it's going to work out, oh, He's going to show up when you least expect it, when you least expect it. And I'm so grateful for the way that things went. They didn't go exactly how I imagined, but I'm just so grateful. And this is the beginning of my journey. I want to continue vlogging to show you guys my transition into the DMV, following my dreams, chasing my dreams, and I really want this to inspire anybody that is watching. So please like, comment, subscribe. If you have an instance where you're like, you know what, God is telling me to do something, but I'm so nervous, please comment below so we can all encourage each other. It's gonna be okay. Just listen. God is gonna provide. I promise you. Just stay focused, y'all. Just stay focused. While I am very nervous and terrified for this next phase of my life, I know God got me. I know He got me. You have to declare the word over your life, y'all. Just so excited. But yes, please like, comment, subscribe, stay with me on this journey, and just let me know what you would like to see. I'll talk to y'all soon.